Okay, hey, what's up, guys? Aremu here from WebBoss, and this is WebBoss Mentorship. And what we'll be doing today is we'll try to build this beautiful quote slider by Dari Oni. So that's all the intro. Follow WebBoss at web underscore BOS underscore on Twitter, Instagram, and on GitHub. So we actually follow like the normal due procedure of working on a project because that's like the whole essence of this mentorship or this session and all. So I'll come here and create a new repo. So repositories. So I'll create a new. The issue right now is internet. So okay. Actually, I don't want this repo to be my own. Okay. I can always update later. So beautiful quotes. So execution of beautiful quotes slider by Darioni. Hey, I'm sorry I forgot to mention. So on this call, so I have Ajayi Olamide, I have Mr. Emmanuel Bakari, and I have Oyeleke Toluwani. So because they might be asking questions along the way and all those things, just so that anybody watching this can know what's really going on, and they will not be hearing voices and be like, she or something, don't sorrow, and that kind of thing. So so Olamide Toluwani Ogaima, you can ask any question in between and all of those things. Yeah. So execution of beautiful quote slider by Darioni. Then I'll click add the readme file. No need for license, then just create a repository. Okay. So of course, so the next thing is to bring the code to my laptop. So this is totally unplanned. In fact, the mode of the way this project was supposed to go, we just determined it. So sorry if I'm kind of all over the place. So I'll come to documents. Then I think I should have a WebBoss folder. Then I would create a new folder and say mentorship. So of course, this is not a tutorial on Git and GitHub, so I will not be talking much about Git and GitHub. So we have other videos on this channel on that. So git clone this guy, paste and enter. So I actually have other videos on that. Then so I can do cd beautiful quotes. If there's anything I'm doing and it's not making sense or you don't understand, please kindly ask. So I'll do code then dots this guy in order to be able to open VS Code, which is where like the whole magic will be taking place. So ideally, if this was like a very really large project or a very really big project, what you go ahead to do is now start creating folders for CSS, JavaScript, and all of that. But in this case, I'll just have index.html and index, or let me just do style.css. Oh god, what's happening? Delete this guy, then move to recycle them. Then rename this guy to style.css. Okay, so it's actually good practice, or it's good practice. I will not say best practice. It's good practice to separate your style sheet from your HTML file. And the importance of that is you can easily debug things. So it's not that you're looking at CSS, you're looking at HTML. So you can easily go into your CSS to go and debug things and all. So normal HTML, HTML5. Then we have this guy. We'll just say the title is beautiful quotes. Okay, so let's come back to the design here and just take a look at things. So this design is actually looks very simple and classic. So what I would do is I'll open sniping tool and take a screenshot of this. And taking the screenshots, what taking the screenshots will help me do is to be able to get the colors that I need. So I'll do this so I can kind of use like an eyedropper to save. So documents, web boss, then mentorship, then I'll do so I'll just put it here, really. Yeah. So I need to check out a tool on Twitter. So the thing is, I think the interesting thing about this is that this is not like official tutorial. Like this is the way I would have worked if like I was working on the project. So I'll just come to Twitter. I want to check somebody out on Twitter. He built a tool for extracting colors from images. His name is Shodikpo Ayomide. Shodikpo. And people are breaking up with themselves on Twitter today. So let me see. Wow, the tool is not here. The tool is not here. Let me see if I can. If I can see it in his media here. He built a very interesting tool that you can use to extract colors from images. I guess that's why it's good to bookmark things, because I just missed that out. I've forgotten the name of the website. I just pray I'm able to say it. All these ones I'm saying, all these ones are not concerning me. Okay, let's try coolers.co, or let's just search Google, say extract colors from images online. So color picker, okay. But the issue I may have with this is I need to extract all the colors from the image. We need this background, we need this pink color. Then this might not be entirely black. That's one thing about designers. So paying attention to details is actually important. So instead of assuming that this is black, what would do is actually get that particular color itself. So another way I could have gone about this, of course, is to use Figma. But I just feel like that would be too long. I don't want us to go down the route of actually like using too many tools and so many technicalities. Okay, so I think this image color picker is working. Okay, so this is the color palette. Good, awesome. Oh, in fact, I think in Dribble, I think that was what Dribble was showing also. Yeah. Oh, really? But this pink, is this pink color here? I'm not sure. But let's click download. I don't know how the ACO thing works though. I've not worked with something like that. Let's cancel this guy out. Okay. So you can see that it's not totally black. Then we have this gray background and all. So I guess we can begin our coding now, since we're able to we now have access to the colors. So yeah, so we have this guy, and the next thing we want to do is bring in our style sheet. I'm sure all of us, to an extent, would know how to work with style sheets, or bring in an external style sheet. Then we'll just say href equals style.css. So to be honest, I actually make some fuck ups while working with CSS. Cause I use SAS these days. Even though the syntax is very similar, but SAS just makes life easy for you and all. So I will actually fuck up. So I'm giving it so. So I would say, so I'll create a main tag. This is where everything would be wrapped. And since this is like a very simple website, like straight to the point and all, so it makes more sense to have something like this. Then I can create a div, say so I'll do div dots wrapper. So then inside this we have two sections. So inside, so this is so let me say quote wrapper, just so that things makes more sense. So we have the texts, then we have the image. So I'll call this guy, so that text side, I'll simply say, let me look at it again. Okay, yeah. So the text side, I'll call it article. Then the image side, I'll just call it div. I'll just call it a div. Then save this guy up. Whew. Awesome. So let's start work on CSS. I'll come over here and say body padding 0 and margin of 0 also. So okay, this is actually a very small application. There are some other things I could do, but let's just ditch all of that. So yeah, save this guy up, and yeah, the next thing I want to do is, so let us begin to display some content in here. So I will actually put in fella. I'll just put fella in here and say, so let's just put fella in here and just say image would. Then this extension, there's this VS Code extension called Live Server. So what Live Server does is it enables auto reload, and auto reload simply means that when you make changes to your code here, it automatically reflects on the server. So I don't know why it's not showing. So I'll close this. I'll close this up and open it again. So I'll just do open with code, aka VS Code. Okay, so it's supposed to show that live server thing. It's supposed to show it down here, and it's not showing it. Let's try and look through the documentation. I'm sorry, it's actually been long. I've had to write HTML and CSS from scratch, like maybe 2 months. Most of the project I work with these days are either in React or Gatsby. So okay, so we have it now. We have this go live. Can you see this button here? Yeah, go live. So the server is starting, then it automatically shows up here. So it's still loading. So it's saying fella, this one, that one. Let me try and I don't think splitting my screen would be a good idea, but I just want to show you how the auto reload thing works. So if I come here now and I show this guy, so it's something that's actually very helpful when you're working. So you don't always have to press. So after pressing Ctrl S, you don't always have to come and refresh your browser before you can see changes. So let me just say fella